Well, welcome everyone. I'm really happy that you're here. We are going to get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is say that I'd like you to make sure you're ready to fully participate, and that would mean closing your door, closing off your cell phone, turning off the ringer, and just absolutely focusing here on our next little bit of time together. So I'm going to do a real quick quality check if you don't mind. I'm going to have you use the poll check mark to let me know, first of all, if you see up in the upper right-hand corner a red dot and it says it's recording. Awesome, thank you. Secondly, the title of my slide is quality check. Do you see that? Oh, I should clear your check mark. Okay, do you see quality check on my slide? Thank you. And finally, can you hear me clearly? Good. All right, thanks so much. Appreciate that. Okay, moving on. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to make digital education personal. And I am Nita Teeters, and today is February 18th, 2015. So today, hopefully what we're going to know by the end of our session is, first of all, how to humanize an online environment by using tactics to instill a sense of community, about assessment and evaluation and how to use those tools in online learning. And finally, we will know techniques for prevention of cheating in an online learning environment. Let's forge forward here. First of all, I want to get across the point that perceptions matter. So I want you to look at these two images, and if you could, in your chat box, let me know which image is, in which image is the orange circle larger, the left or the right? Patrick says they are the same. Andrew says they are the same. Good job. This is an Ebbinghaus illusion. Probably both of you have been in education long enough to have seen these before. Again, just sort of a reminder that perceptions matter, and sometimes we see something one way and it's really not the way it seems. So that's sort of the way it is with courses. Students feel sometimes very isolated. Patrick, you've seen that illusion? That's awesome. I actually recently saw those on a show called Brain Games. I don't know if you guys ever watched that. We have a couple of teenagers in our house, and really, really fun show to watch. So at any rate, students perceive themselves as being isolated sometimes. Steinman says that this is transactional distance, or a perception of distance between cyberspace elements, such as a teacher-student or student-student distance. And so, you know, instructors need to help students feel closer to the instructor and other students. Likewise, Revi says that physical separation can cause a reduced sense of community and cause students to feel disconnected, isolated, distracted. So curbing isolation is definitely important. And a couple of the ways that Steinem and Revi have stated instructors can do this is by using video conferencing, discussion boards, creating situations where trust is built, and showing that the students all have common goals and expectations for learning. Building a social presence, then, obviously is very important. Adding a human touch to the online environment is essential. So basically, this webinar that we watched with Pacansky Brock, she went over several ways to humanize the online environment. And one of the ways that I found the most appealing was the fact that she asked students what they think, how they felt that classes could be more human, and I really liked hearing what was said there. Classmate interaction, voice comments from the instructor, using Skype and Google Hangouts, and things of that nature. So adding a human touch is possible, and we just need to make sure that we are intentional about it. Student assessment is another aspect of online, it's obviously an aspect of all learning, but in an online environment, formative assessment that is occurring across the board throughout the course is important to keep students with a sense of that what they are doing matters and they're getting feedback, and it's another way to give them that sense of social presence. Excuse me. So assessment can be used various ways: quizzes, articulated responses, term papers, but the goal is just to keep feedback going to the student. And on the other end of the assessment spectrum is course evaluation, and that's an assessment of how well the course meets the unique needs of students in online courses. And so that's what I'm going to focus on here momentarily for my case study. I was involved formally with a project of student evaluation of teaching, and I have really an interest in this topic, so we're going to delve into that a little more through a case study. And then finally, cheating online is unfortunately, it's a unique cheating environment. To put it, I guess, simply, there are many ways that students can cheat. They can do so by absolutely, just copying and pasting from the internet to their papers. They can even, on another extreme, pay somebody to take the course for them because there's no way to know on the other end necessarily unless instructors and programs are intentional about curbing that cheating. So webcams is one solution. Plagiarism applications such as Turnitin is a solution. And even having students complete an honor pledge at the beginning of a course or an exam can help curb the cheating environment. So I said earlier, and I haven't really checked in with you, is everybody doing okay, following along? Am I kind of blowing through this too quickly here? Are we good? Maybe give me a thumbs up if we're good. You're good? Okay. I guess I should clear my check mark. Awesome, thank you. I appreciate that feedback, and I'm sorry, I guess I'm in essence of time trying to cram a lot of information into a short period of time. I do want to perform a little bit of a case study, though, and so I'm going to have everybody move momentarily, not yet, to the case study room to work on this. But basically, since online learning is still evolving, feedback about the quality of online courses is really critical. And Garrison cited Poloff and Pratt in listing 8 critical elements for course evaluations, and I'm going to focus on just one of them, the discussion and interaction element, because that to me speaks to social presence, and that's critical, and it's what we've discussed over the past couple of weeks. So here's the case study. So you're a department chair for the Education Technology program at Wright State University. And Wright State is going to send course evaluations to all students who have taken an online course. So the first part of this is to, as the department chair, you've got to come up with some way that the students should rate the courses. And you decide to create a rubric that the students will use to evaluate the course. And so we're going to work on that rubric a little bit together in our case study room. So the rubric's going to be on just a 3-point scale. Either it did not meet, met, or exceeded expectations. And so in other words, did the course meet the students' expectations? Did it meet the students' needs? And so what we're going to do is go to the case study room, and we're going to pick one criteria to focus on. And we're going to kind of try to establish what the meets expectations sort of terminology should look like. And then if time allows, we'll start talking a little bit about maybe what did not meet would look like and what exceeded might look like. Hopefully, does that make sense? Can everybody give me a smiley or a thumbs up or something that does that sound like a good, are we good? Okay. Thank you. Okay, appreciate that. All right, so the next slide here, what I'm going to show you is basically this is the file that you received when you signed in. So you have a blank one that you can play with if you just have so much fun today that you can't stand it. So you can just pick a category at the top, and then in the middle column there is where so like right in here is where we're going to try to fill in one of the ways that we think the course could meet expectations of students. And the criteria we're going to use are on page 38 in your textbook. And that's table 4, the social presence classification and indicators. And I provided an actual link within the chat box to a website that, for whatever reason, has this. I think it's just a little snippet to sell the book. But anyway, you could, if you didn't have your textbook, you could go there as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and let's move to the case study room and get to work. Okay, I'm going to move our what we just filled out over here. Awesome. I'm so excited that that we got through as much as we did. So thank you very much. Let's give each other all a hand here. I'm going to give applause for everybody as well. That's awesome. Thank you. So hopefully that was I guess, informative. That's just one small step of building sort of an evaluation tool for evaluating how an online course has done. So I'm just wrapping up here. Mainly, one of the ways that we can really create a great social presence environment in the online world is to capitalize on the technology, to use all of the tools that we have, to use the whiteboard, to use the chat, to use the emoticons and breakout rooms. And then I think almost more important than that is to be present and let the student know you matter. Students have to really feel like they count and that you count on them. And if that happens, I really feel that that's a really crucial key to the success of the online learning environment. So I do appreciate you being here with me today, and here are all of my references, and hopefully you can, if you'd like it, copy and paste the link to the chart that we worked from, the table that we worked from the Garrison text. And also, I hope that you downloaded the blank rubric, and you can use that to play with at home. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop the recording